But one of the things that struck me when I first came down was there didn't seem to be a lot about the history of the club at the club. And also because we're on the edge of town rather than the centre, there seems to be a little bit of a kind of disconnect between the town and the club. So I was trying to look for ways of engaging more people from Clevedon and beyond with the football club, and also tell the story of it. And we have this huge blank wall as you drive into the ground, so it was like a really obvious site for something if we could get it together.
I became involved with the project because I've done some other murals in Clevedon Town and North Somerset, some in Bristol, lots of schools and businesses, and then the club contacted me from work that they've seen me do in Clevedon and asked me if I could sort of celebrate their 150th year, which will be in a couple of years' time, but yeah, get started now. Altogether it's taken about 4 months. I think we started talking in the summer and then we talked to community groups, we talked to one of the local YMCA groups about what the mural might look like, what they would like to see included in it. They also helped paint it as well. But from that point onwards, so I think we started painting in October, end of September, October, and then carried on through the sort of winter. The weather's been atrocious, so it's been held up a bit by that, so it's taken a bit longer than we thought. Yeah, we've had lots of help along the way, so it's been really good fun.
Yeah, so Clive came in in the summer to ask us if we wanted to be involved, which I thought was a really great opportunity because it's always good for young people to get involved with things in the community. And yeah, so we sort of jumped on board with that.
So yeah, we took 6 young people down in the summer holidays to the mural, and they painted different sections. We allowed them to choose really which part they wanted to do. So they were doing the football, some of them did some of the lettering, and others did some of the pattern on the left-hand side. So talking to the young people afterwards, they really did take a lot of pride in that. They really felt like they were bringing something positive to the community, and it was just really great for them. They were really happy about it, weren't they? They were just really proud.
Yeah, and I think also seeing what had been incorporated from what they'd suggested, like the putting in the trophies and incorporating different parts of Clevedon into the mural, as well as the old like Clevedon Town FC sites, and then also having the female representation at the end.
Just looking to the future of a football club.
Yeah, I think it's roughly about 7 or 8 years I've been with Clevedon now. See, I come from Weston. Just like the togetherness, obviously all the volunteers, really friendly, make you feel part of the club, and obviously the management and the lads, just great, so really good, loved it.
I like it. Yeah, just people here are brilliant, everyone's very welcoming, we all want the same thing. It's a real family type club and it's a real community club. There's no one who's on a different path. Everyone is here trying to achieve the same thing and what's best for the club and each other really, and it's just a really nice club to be a part of in that way. And yeah, things are going well on the pitch as this season is, but also off the pitch as well. There's a real drive, hence the mural, which is I think putting us in the right direction, showing that off the pitch things are going well as well, and that's just yeah, probably inspiring us to try and keep doing that for the club. If the club's going to back us, then we'll try and back that up on the pitch.
Football
club, as with all sports clubs, is absolutely vital for young people in the town to feel that they've got something to come and watch or come and play for and be part of. And you can see from this Saturday afternoon there's lots of people turning up, and that's just great that people have got lots of places to go. And the town football club has been part of the history of the town. It started up on Dial Hill, I think, and then was in the town centre and has moved down here. I particularly like the new mural because the times I've been before I thought that's one big blank wall, and now you've got the history of the club all explained in one, on one wall.
So it's really special for us because Jack never met his great-granddad, so it's really special for me to say he can learn all about his great-granddad and all the memories, because you love football too, don't you? Yeah.
Yes, I first came here to watch Plymouth Parkway. I'm from Plymouth originally. I turned up 5 minutes before kick-off, realised I'd left my wallet at home, and the club were kind enough to take me at my word, so they let me in for free. And actually I just thought that was a really positive thing. The club at every level needs money, but at this level I think it hurts them more. But for them to trust was superb. I revisited the following season to repay my debt, and what's been really good in the times I've visited since is just watching the club grow with its community focus. My first visit showed how the club was a welcoming one, but actually seeing the connections that it's really forging with Clevedon has been really lovely to see. And I now come back here when I'm not travelling or not watching a Plymouth side. I will come back here for a neutral game, but it's getting increasingly less neutral. I think when you see a club grow the way that Clevedon has done, you start to warm towards it.
Yeah, the mural came out of the work that I've done on the history of the club, and the history of the club is basically all stats, and I wanted to bring the stats alive, and I've started putting stories behind the stats. And then the prospect of getting a grant to do the mural on the wall behind came along, and I thought we can put the two together, and we worked with Clive to work up the mural project, get the grant, and take it from there. And it's bringing history alive, which is my main interest.
I just couldn't believe when I heard about walking football. I was rather vain. I thought I'd go up and watch it. When I watched it, I thought, I'd join, but I won't score too many goals because people will think I'm big-headed. But when I actually played, it was a lot different than what I thought. I was made very, very welcome by John Walters, and he tends to run it with a very strong foundation. They have a really good management team for the various groups, the over 50s, the over 60s and 70s, and it's really well run, very professional. So from playing or walking football on Mondays and Thursdays, I was very impressed with the club because COVID came in at the time. And again, it was very well run, where they made sure they even took our temperature before we played, and also trying to make sure when it was hot, sun cream, and it was very, very well done. I got nothing but admiration for the clubs, both the clubs. And I was fortunate that I played quite well, and a little bit lucky, of course, which you need. And John then recommended me for a regional trial with Danny down at Weston-super-Mare, who also does quite tremendous work. And from there I played in the regional sides in a little round robin, the northwest, the central, southeast, etc, etc. And from that I then had a trial for the England squad.
What's that like, getting that call up?
Yeah, it was, well, never expected it, especially at the age that I was at the time, and so a little bit nerve-wracking. It was the first time I was ever been nervous, because I just used to pick up my boots, and I was very old-fashioned, my boots would be in my car, a bit of paper, and off I go to football.
Absolutely fantastic, I really do. It's incredible.
Yeah, I think I'm very pleased with what, you know, we're not that connected with the club, but it seems to be going from strength to strength, which is wonderful, you know. They had a bit of a lull period a few years ago, but they seem to have got some very good people in the right places, and it's great to see. And, you know, I think they're going well this season. I don't come down that often, but because we're more into rugby than football, but you know, I'm very pleased with the way things are going. It's very well organised, isn't it? So it's great.
Very, very early memories, particularly spending our Saturday afternoons with my grandfather and with Dad at the old Cleveland ground at Teamonth Road. Most Saturdays we'd be there, either watching the Cleveland first team or the following week with the reserve team. And as kids, it was our job at the far end of the town on the old Teamonth Road ground, which had a water-filled ditch behind the goal, and Pete and I were given a big long wooden pole with a wire hook on the end, and our job was to hoik the ball out of the ditch and return it to the goalkeeper to boot the thing up the other end of the field. I also remember travelling away on the Cleveland coach, you know, and going to some absolutely fascinating places all around the West Country and Saturday evenings after the game, Dad was a part-time reporter for the Bristol Evening Post, and he would charge off to the nearest phone box and phone in his copy for the Pinkham and the Greenham, which were the two sports elements of the Bristol Evening Post and the Bristol Evening World. And so yeah, our upbringing was very much part of Cleveland Town.
So it's just knitting all those stories together, and then people go, oh yeah, well that reminds me of, I remember, and you fire off people's memories, you fire off their ideas, and that's what's lovely about this. I mean, it's here, it's going to stay here for hopefully a long time, and it's a constant thing that's just going to have its own life now that it's up